Hello, everybody. I'm Tristan the King of Drawers, and I'm going to tell you how me and Mythical met and became best friends. So that's going to be very interesting. And also for the interview, next week is not going to be spring break, but the next week will be spring break, which I am completely dumb about it. Does mean that next week is not spring break, doesn't mean the interview will not happen next week. So it will happen maybe on Monday or Tuesday, wherever me and Mythical decide. But you're not here to me talking about that, no. But I'm gonna tell you how me and Mythical met. Alright, let's get to it. So it all happened last year on May of 2025, of course. I was usually having a good time on my summer vacation, and it was doing great. At that time, I was starting to watch some of these WNAF fan games and even some videos before I started making new videos because back in that year, I didn't have that much subscribers back then. At that point, I was usually just searching up, and then I found a account which was very interesting and different, and that was Mythical Tracy, which Mythical Marcus had an old account before Mythical Marcus was made because he had an old account which is called Mythical Tracy. He had a Game Jolt account of it and a YouTube account of it. And about it, I checked that he is actually one of the artists of the One Week of Flunkies Recracked. But before he was in that team, he also had a game that was developed, I think, 2 years ago, maybe three, I'm not sure exactly, and that was One Night at Hexter's Plus, which in his old channel, he actually made a trailer of a demo and also having the developer commentary about it. And he met a lot of good people and how he made One Night at Hexter's Plus. At that time, it happened right about around August. And about it, I started to get a Game Jolt account on July or June. I'm not sure, but it did happen when I got that Game Jolt account. Afterwards, I started to gain some good drawing of these different kinds of WNAF things. I was usually deal with a bunch of WNAF content about it. Like there were some cool WNAF developers and everything, and I found the old account from Mythical Chasey, which it everything in it was so good. But then he doesn't use it anymore when I came back around October, which is that then I started to usually starting new things on Game Jolt. And here is how me and Mythical met truly began. It happened on October 27th of 2025. I was trying to find Mythical Marcus, and then I actually found him. And I started to follow his channel on his Game Jolt account, and it was looking very cool. Like he was starting to finishing up of One Night at Hexter's Plus, which everything in the game looked very cool. And from that time, it was very interesting. So I started to usually made a fan art of Hexter Fexter pointing at Big Mac Jerry for no reason. And Mythical Marcus, he actually liked it. He liked the art that I did. And so I started to send a friend request to him, which I'm not sure why I did that. Maybe I was bored. Maybe I just didn't have much friends because the first friend on Game Jolt was MA Games, which he is one of the first Game Jolt friends I ever had. And also the second friend was Lulu Blam, which she's one of my other best friends, and she's also one of the developers of One Night at Lulu's Dollhouse, which back in in October 28th, I checked in the notifications on Game Jolt, and then I found that Mythical Marcus actually accepted my friend's request. I just thought he was not going to accept it because him and I actually haven't even met for a while. We just met. And so we were starting to talk about, or just usually saying of what kind of things we like to do, or something we like to do. Um, at some point, we were starting to usually get along, and I made a community tab called The Dorky Gang, which I'll link that in the description. At that point, I was starting to do something cool, but in December 18th, from about 3 months ago, I made a conversation in the Discord server in the Recracked community server. Um, at that point, I made a conversation of I can just like help with developers on working on a game instead of just doing nothing and just liking WNAF fan games. But luckily, Mythigold asked me if I can help him on his projects. And about it, I accepted it. And now I am actually one of the developers of Mythigold's projects. Like, I got 3 jobs in the Hexters and Semi in the Ink Factory and pretty much some other things. Like, I did like my first job in it was a concept artist to give off some ideas for the game, what to have, or what the design should have. The second job was to like make sounds because they're not actually sounds. I just use my voice to make some random objects what they are saying. Like One Night at Flumpty's One, when you click on the cactus, the dog poster, and pretty much the Grumpus the Clown poster as well. And my third job and last job on the game is a secret thing that I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just got to figure it out when those full games come out. Which there are very interesting, and I want you all to play Mythical projects whenever they come out. And today, I am. It has been doing well for this point. Like, I'm starting to get the interview with Mythical, which, as people don't know, I am actually doing an interview with my good friend Mythical Marcus. Um, but there is a video that will happen next week, which some of you have got me your questions, so I'll link the video so you could give me your questions for Mythical to answer. And from that point, for my secret game, I am actually working on my secret game soon as possible. So, whether that's gonna happen, but people are like, when will the game start? When will it start the development? And I think it's fine to say this, but so far, we're gonna start developing my secret game next month on April, which it is a WNAF fan game, but it's something that you guys will have to figure it out. So for that time, um, there are some people that we are gonna get. Like I'm gonna need an artist and a coder, a second coder because there's gonna be a lot of interesting coding, and an animator for it. So whatever you guys gonna say about it, be prepared for what's about to happen. But yeah, that has that's all I gotta say about this, and this one's very interesting. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it how me and Mythical met. So please subscribe to me and also subscribe to Mythical Marcus for him because he's about this much away from 400 subscribers. That all being said, I'm Tristan the King of Drawers here, and I'll see you tomorrow.